everyone. This morning I'm working on this engine. So this, I bought it on eBay and it's kind of a derelict. The good news is it's got a Kato drive system, but the shell is in really bad shape, and they stuck a Concord shell on the Kato drive. So the shell, it's in pretty bad shape. So I don't think I'm going to be fixing that. I think I'm going to just run it like that until I can get a good shell. So this removes easily. It's just stuck on there. And then we'll be working on the drive system. What I ended up doing with this is I used the motor to power another E8 that the motor was bad. So we're going to be replacing this motor today. We'll be cleaning the wheels and we'll be returning this to active duty. Now these are about the same as the newer F7s and F3s. The first thing you have to do to remove the motor, well, you can remove the gas tank, there's nothing to it. That's easy, but to remove the trucks you have to remove these holsters here. They just snap off. Just have to be careful because the contact strips go in there. So I'm going to do that off camera. You can just loosen them up, and then once they're loose, they'll just come out like that. And let's do the front one. Somebody re-welded the LED, the LED. I don't know why. I'll just leave that like that since it works. I don't need to do anything to it. And then to pop the trucks off, you just pry on the little tab on each side and they come right out. Here's one, here's the other. Here we go. So the back one has a box for the coupler. It's missing the coupler, but it's in good shape, so I just have to put another spring and another coupler. And then the front one has no coupler. It's a one-piece frame. Remember when Kato revolutionized the train industry by having a split frame? These ones have a one-piece frame. They run really good, they're really quiet. With the trucks off, the motor will come right out. You just have to pry the two worm gears. Very gently, everything comes out all at once. So all I did is I pushed the worm gears out, and then gravity is your friend. Just that easy. Then you have your frame, and then the motor and worm gears all at once. Here's my replacement motor, and there's a little clip right here that holds the two contact strips together. So I'm going to pop that out gently. They do a good job, Kato. You want to keep it as much as possible how they made it. So this, I'll pop this out very gently because I do use that. Then the circuit board, one has to move forward a little bit and then it's free. Here's your two contact strips. And then I can just pull this out from this side. And then that's it. We're ready for the replacement motor. Okay, so your contact strips for the motor have to be standing up like that. And you just run them through the engine cradle like this, where they come out through the top. Once you've got that lined up properly, it just snaps into the engine cradle, and then I'm going to put the contact strips on. contact strips, they go on the outside. Sorry, they go on the inside from your motor's contacts. And there's a little pin that has to go in the middle. These little dimples here have a very specific job. They're to help the circuit board connect with the electricity. So just like you removed it, there's a little, you have to slide it in this little pin here. It just slides up on here. Incidentally, if you want to convert it to DCC, you just put your circuit board like this. End of story. So the little white pin comes in here, in the middle here. So I'll put that gently back. And I'm going to just retest everything to make sure everything's running. I always had a set of test leads going so I can check my work as I go. If there's any interference or strange noise that I'm not happy with, I'll go back and change. That looks pretty good. I used to lubricate every little thing. Now I find that just one drop will do. So I use 4 drops for the whole engine. So I put everything back the way it came out. I'm still going to be using gravity as my friend. So I'll just shimmy these down to where they're supposed to be. And then I'll test my engine again to see how it runs. So as I keep adding more stuff, I'll test it along the way to make sure everything's working right. Sounds pretty good. So now I'll be working on the trucks. It's pretty much the same thing as an SD40 or a U30C. You just pry on these very gently, and they will allow you to get in there and clean your wheels. So just go over the sides, have the sides come out to reveal the pickup strips. Take your time, it's not a race. Oh, the wheel got stuck in there. No big deal. We'll fix that up before we put it back together. So all I do with these is I clean them up with my rag. Now since this engine's a little bit dirty, I'll be running them under my tap with a toothbrush and some dish soap, just to remove the extra dirt or dust or cat hair or dog hair, whatever's in there. So I'll do the rest of the wheels off camera. So while I have the gearbox in my hands, I'm going to put the coupler and the spring back on. I could just as easily have put a knuckle coupler back in there, but since the passenger cars I'm using have rapidos, I put a rapido. So I'm putting the wheels back in there. These they just snap in. And you can turn them, once you have them snapped in, you can turn them just to make sure that everything looks good. That feels pretty good. And then the contact strips. These line up, there's pins for them. And they are at the same time, they're the bearing for the wheels. That's a brilliant design. Whoever came up with that made my life a lot easier. So the engines, they have very low rolling resistance. And make sure you have all your end caps in the bearings. That if you don't have it just right, that could be a major problem. So So we'll put the truck side frames back on. They only go one way, they only go this way, they can't go this way because they need the clearance for the gears. So the same way it went out, you have to take your time putting it back in. And that will ensure that you have the best time with your engine. Make sure all the gears are in their end caps. There. Then you can roll it with your finger just to make sure that you're happy with the job. So I'll be doing the front one now off camera. Now I can start putting everything back together. The trucks, they'll just go right on the frame like this. The rear truck, it's easy, the coupler goes to the back. And then the front truck doesn't have a coupler, but it's got an arrow. So with the arrow goes to the front. And then I'll just snap in here. Nice and easy. These, I think these are not too good on the 18-inch curves. They have like a little bit bigger, sorry, on the 9-inch curves. They're just a little bit bigger turning radius. I don't know. Put it in the comments below if they work well. My curves are all 19-inch, so it runs well on that. So I don't know if it runs on the 9-inch too good. All that's left to do is put these two holsters back in. So these hold the trucks in place, they guide your contact strips, and they hold the worm gear. So they do three things. Kato, they always come up with good designs. It's some amazing stuff to be involved with. So you have to lift your contact strips a little bit. And then these will just snap right in. So that was easy. Then I'll do the front one. The front one, there's a little cut in the front one. Other than that, it's the same as the back one. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to test it on the bench. By testing it on the bench, if there's anything wrong, I can correct it right away. That sounds pretty good. Now I'm going to go test it on the track. Oh yeah, this is really, really smooth. And backward. That's what I'm talking about. So all that's left to do now is to put the shell back on. That should go on nice and easy. So this is a River Rossi shell. I'm going to keep that on for now. Hopefully later down the road I can get a nice Kato shell to go on this. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.